this race.
Could you?
Yesterday evening she was 12 to 1, and not just that sort of 12 to 1 blink and you miss it. She had a genuine 12 to 1 available, and I think she was favourite last time I looked. The horse she beat here has run well since, and the first two were well clear, and the fourth at Southall was a perfectly reasonable run, and it's better than it looked because she lost momentum when she got trapped behind horses on the home turn.
At Southall.
Yeah, at Southall. I thought she was... The price now is what I thought she should be. She was an enormous price last night, but she wants good ground. And I wasn't prepared to take the risk.
I did think...
Until I saw what the ground was like.
It's just an alternative opinion, but I did think there was an element of white turf blowing it when she won here. The second should have won.
Yeah, possibly, but it's still, she ran very well, and she was backed.
Well, that is Lady Babs. Where to go next? If we drop back one horse, we can see number 4, Miracle Eagle, handicap debut.
And she's going to have to improve, isn't she? Because she was a maiden on the flat, rated 57, and she's not really threatening three novice hurdles. She may well do better, juvenile hurdles. She has been keen, and she just needs to step up to it now she's handicapping.
If we drop back again, just at the turn, there'll be number 2, dark blue with the yellow trim on the rug. Number 2 is Pursuer, led up by the trainer Tom Gresson. Ran very well at Stratford.
Yeah.
And it was too early to tell at Huntingdon, but it didn't look like she was going to run badly.
Yes, a 3 out. I mean, it's half a mile out. I wasn't sure. Second of 4 at Stratford, but actually that form's quite reasonable. But again, she's a maiden after 12 starts.
Yeah, she'll be the amount of Robbie Dunn. The next one, just dropping back one horse again on the other side of the paddock. Dropping back one horse. Next time is number 6, you will see. Black rug with the green trim about to come off. This is Army of One. I thought the Bangor run on the yard debut is perfectly forgivable, isn't it?
Yes, because she got very badly hampered at the first and can never get back into it, and now makes a handicap debut off a mark of 88, which might turn out to be reasonable, but she is a maiden after 11 career starts, and Dr. Newland is her 5th trainer in that time.
Yes,
so she's been moved around enough.
Germany, Gavin Cromwell, Mick Appleby.
Yep.
Drop back to number 7, next horse, sheepskin noseband on, also wearing a visor. Timossini, no real form since she won at Foss last year.
That's about the size of it, but she's £12 lower, and when they put cheek pieces on her, they had a positive impact, so they've now gone for a visor and a tongue strap, and if they have a positive impact, maybe she'll bounce back to form.
Dropping back to number 1, again, just keep dropping back 1. I'm worried about the ground for Dylan Seasong, but she did win very well when we last saw her.
Yeah, well, good and good to soft, and it won't be any worse than that to kick off with. For this, I thought it was still just about good ground for the first race. She can be quite keen, but she's perfectly consistent. She may have been a shade fortunate at Huntingdon, but in the end she won by 6 lengths, and a £6 rise is reasonable enough.
Now, number 3 was in the paddock,
yeah, it was.
But then left the paddock. And I can see the jockey walking down whether possibly Fancy Shapes is going to be mounted on the course. I'm not sure, so we might have to pick her up at the start. There's one more we can see, Matt, so on the other side of the paddock, just about to get to the end and turn, is number 8. So at the front, just in front of number 2, and this is Jenny Wren. Has won on the flat, made the frame a few times, but beaten far enough at Uttoxeter.
And that was a handicap debut, and she didn't show a great deal. Yes, the Thirsk flat win in August 2018 seemed a long time ago, probably because it is.
It is, yeah. Getting on for 3 years. So we'll pick up Fancy Shapes out on the course. You've seen everything else.
And not we go to Market Rasen for the next contest where they're lining up down at the start. This is the 110. It's the Mansion Bet Summer of Lovely Offers Mayor's Handicap Hurdle. And Lady Babs is 11 to 5. Army of One is 100 to 30. Dylan Seasong is 4 to 1. 9 to 2. Fancy Shapes 11s and bigger the rest. All 8 run. And here's David.
Thanks, Tom. So Lady Babs now 9 to 4. She won her first ever race here not so long ago, and she, as you said when we were looking at them in the paddock on extra, she ran perfectly well at Southwell on a run since.
Yeah, when she got denied much space on the home turn and lost some momentum, so you could chalk that up. But I think she's a little short now, but she was 12 to 1 last night, and that was an unbelievably silly price. She wants good ground, and I dallied and dillied because I wanted to see what the weather was going to do, and it's still going to be just about good for this race, I suspect, but it is raining pretty steadily and it will ease. I think she's got a very strong chance.
Army of One's had a lot of trainers.
Yep.
Dr. Richard Newland has only run the mare once, and you can let her off being quite badly hampered early at Bangor. Exactly,
and it's Dr. Newland and it's handicap debut and all the rest of it, which is why initially it was priced up as favourite.
We didn't see Fancy Shapes
in
the paddock. Went in and then went out again, but has got down to the start okay. She comes into it as one of the likely contenders.
Well, you'd think so. Another wind up and one at Huntingdon without the hood. took that off and it seemed to work and won quite comfortably. I don't think the form's very good, but she's only gone up £4, so she's in form and ridden by a jockey who's had a very good start to the season.
Yes, certainly has, as they come out onto the course. This busy day of action, this busy wet day of action on Racing TV. The starter's flag is up, so they're going to take a turn before coming in for our second race. Can Lady Babs record her second Market Rasen success? Backed into favouritism. Here's Malcolm.
Thanks, David. The runners turning to face the starter. They've just got to negotiate their way around that middle hurdle in the backstretch, and then he'll let them go, but they're walking in. Runners gradually being called forward to the 2-mile half-furlong start by the starter. Flag is in the air. We are set to race for the Mansion Bet Summer of Lovely Offers Mares Handicap Hurdle Race. 8 flights of hurdles once again. And they're off. And Pursuer has bounced out into an early lead as they travel towards the first of 8 flights. Miracle Eagle is also prominent towards the inside, and they're closely followed by Dylan Seasong and Lady Babs racing a little bit deeper in the cheek pieces. Here's flight number 1 then. Pursuer, the first to rise and land in the red and yellow colours. Miracle Eagle, the yellow with the blue stars, blue and white hoop sleeves towards the inside, and then the white face a little bit deeper of Fancy Shapes. The orange and black jacket takes closer order. Dylan Seasong in behind those in the pink and silver colours, followed by Lady Babs in the purple and yellow with the cheek pieces. Behind that one, a little bit worse than centre pack, is Army of One in the blue and green. Racing second last in the green and white with the noseband is Timosini, and the backmarker Jenny Wren in the purple and pink. Would be about 7 or 8 off the leader for Alan Corley. The leader being Pursuer as they take the turn right-handed back towards the home straight for the first time. Just a gentle pace being set here by Pursuer, in front by about 3 parts then to Fancy Shapes, who races in second place. Miracle Eagle is tight on the inside fence, racing in third, followed by Dylan Seasong, who's next in the field. A little bit deeper out is Lady Babs. Army of One still towards the back with Timosini, and no move as yet from Jenny Wren, still in the rear of the field. They're closing in on flight number 2. There's 10 to 12 lengths first to last. At the second, Pursuer was joined by Fancy Shapes, who jumped up nicely and took the lead. So down towards flight number 3 they come. Fancy Shapes towards the near side. At the third, Pricks Her Ears jumps well, gets away by a couple to Pursuer, who landed in second. Third place is Dylan Seasong from Miracle Eagle, right on the inside fence. Lady Babs still centre pack, followed by Timosini and Army of One, and a gap of 3 or 4 to Jenny Wren at the rear of the 8-runner field. Past as they go then, they're about to swing right-handed to make their way towards the far side of the track and leave the enclosures behind. Fancy Shapes and Brendan Powell in front by a length and a half to Pursuer and Robbie Dunn racing second. Miracle Eagle continues right on the paint on the inside for Brian Hughes. Behind that in fourth position is Dylan Seasong, who's just a little bit deeper, and then Lady Babs. Behind that one, Army of One and Timosini, and a couple of lengths to the back marker, Jenny Wren. So turning right-handed into the backstretch, right opposite the grandstands they go, heading off towards flight number 4. And no change up front. Fancy Shape still there by a couple at the fourth. She jumped really slickly there, got away well. Slightly slow at the back was Jenny Wren. Down towards the centre flight in the backstretch they go then. Flight number 5 upcoming for Fancy Shapes. In front by a length. Dylan Seasong taking closer order out wide of Pursuer, then Miracle Eagle. They're followed by Lady Babs and Army of One still centre pack, and then Timosini. Only 5 lengths separating the front 7. And then a gap of 5 lengths maybe to Jenny Wren at the back of the field. Past their point of departure they go then, heading off towards flight number 6. This is 3 flights of hurdles from home. Fancy Shapes, the orange and black to the inside. The silver and pink of Dylan Seasong almost landed upsides. Behind those, Army of One getting much closer out wide. So too Lady Babs. Pursuer still in the mix, and then Miracle Eagle. A little gap to Timosini, and then Jenny Wren, who's coaxed along at the back of the field. So away from the backstretch they go for the final time. Still only 3 lengths separating the front 6, and it's Fancy Shapes on the front end as they begin that right-handed turn towards the home straight. Just 2 flights to go in the Mansion Bet Summer of Lovely Offers Mares Handicap Hurdle, and Fancy Shapes will lead them back in by a half length to Dylan Seasong racing second. Army of One's travelling well, the green and blue out deep. Miracle Eagle to the inside. Pursuer is next. Lady Babs has been shaken up. up. She's drawn out down the centre to try and close. Timosini is next, and then Jenny Wren. Inside the final 2.5 furlongs, closing in on the second last. Fancy Shapes kicks off the front, leads by a length and a half. In second, Dylan Seasong. Lady Babs now trying to close, then Army of One. They're followed by Miracle Eagle. They're over the second last and down towards the final flight, and it's Fancy Shapes who's opened up by 3. Lady Babs closing near side. Behind that, Dylan Seasong. They go inside the final furlong now. Fancy Shapes still there by a couple. Lady Babs is trying to run on, so too is Dylan Seasong. Fancy Shapes by a half length. Lady Babs is still coming towards the outside. Fancy Shapes being reeled in by Lady Babs. They hit the line. Lady Babs just to Fancy Shapes. Dylan Seasong for third. It was tight in the end for fourth. Army of One went past with Miracle Eagle.
What a storming finish to the mare's handicap, with Fancy Shapes just starting to fade close home. That is not the... That's Dylan Seasong, who's indubitably third on the evidence of that. And Lady Babs has got her second victory. She looked up against it turning in, and she ran on very, very willingly down the outside for Charlie Todd and trainer Andrew Crook.
Well, you said that with the last win that you thought the other one had been out-battled, but I mean, you can see why. I mean, she is very, very tough. I am now duly going to go off around the quiet corner and kick myself regally, but she's won that in tremendously genuine style.
That was lovely to see, because you know we might be dealing with 0 to 100s, but you know every race means a great deal to somebody.
Yeah.
And, you know, they can't all be graded class and whatever, but it goes to prove if you've got a horse that tries, you've always got some sort of chance. And you know there'll be some horses that will be running